Okay, picking back up with letter C, recounts. So, due to some of the problems with the ballots in Florida, and because of how close the actual election was, the total number of ballots in Florida to be recounted several times and still didn't produce a clear winner. Eventually, the Supreme Court intervened and decided in the case Bush v. Gore in 2000 that recounts had to stop. And at that point, George W. Bush was declared the winner of the 2000 election. 14, explain each of the following components of the Bush foreign policy. So Al-Qaeda and 9/11. So Al-Qaeda is an international terrorist network. It still exists. It was formerly led by Osama bin Laden, and Al-Qaeda was the organization responsible for planning and carrying out the 9/11 terror attacks. The invasion of Afghanistan. So Afghanistan was ruled by a fundamentalist Islamic group called the Taliban. And the Taliban was basically providing a safe place for Al-Qaeda to train and use as a base of operations. After 9/11, the U.S. invaded Afghanistan, both to go over and attack Al-Qaeda and also overthrow the Taliban and try to establish democracy in Afghanistan. The axis of evil speech refers to a speech that President Bush made shortly after 9/11. He referred in this speech to Iran, Iraq, and North Korea as the axis of evil. Additionally, he kind of outlined his plan for the ongoing war on terror. Letter D, the Patriot Act. This was a law that was passed after 9/11. And overall, this law gave the government, both the state and federal level, and law enforcement overall, really more kind of surveillance power and authority, all in the name of safety and national security. Letter E asks about the 9/11 Commission and the Department of Homeland Security. So there was investigation into the 9/11 attacks, and that investigation found that several national security departments in the federal government, specifically the FBI, CIA, and NSA, had some information about possible attacks, but did not effectively communicate with each other in the lead up to 9/11. So eventually the Department of Homeland Security was created. This was a cabinet level federal department that its purpose was to kind of reorganize the national security operations of the United States under one roof. F, Guantanamo Bay. This is a military prison on a U.S. military base in Cuba. Then, as of now, many terrorism suspects are held there, controversially, because many are held without actual charges or without facing trial. G asks about weapons of mass destruction. So weapons of mass destruction refer to chemical, biological, or even nuclear weapons. The Bush administration claimed they had intelligence that Saddam Hussein, who at that point was the kind of dictator and head of Iraq, possessed weapons of mass destruction and might use them against the United States. So they used this supposed intelligence of Saddam having WMD to invade Iraq in 2003. And the idea was what we call the Bush Doctrine, or basically attacking our enemies before they can attack us, also known as preemptive warfare. Once the invasion of Iraq was launched, though, no WMD were ever found, and the failure of the Iraq War really hurt Bush's popularity. Moving on to President Obama, question 15. In February of 2009, Obama signed a stimulus package. How is it similar to many of the programs of FDR's New Deal? So the United States was facing an economic crisis in 2009, just as we were in the 30s when FDR took office. Both Obama's stimulus package and the New Deal really were characterized by large amounts of federal spending to try to boost and stimulate the economy. 16, what actions has Obama taken, or did Obama take, I should say, in the war on terror? President Obama ordered the raid that killed Osama bin Laden. He continued the fight in Afghanistan. He initially withdrew some troops or took some troops out of Iraq, but eventually sent many back. And finally, he often used drone strikes to kill many suspected terrorists. We'll pause there, then finish with reviewing the vocabulary in the last video.